Okay, now let's look at the second part of this where we got to go from polar coordinates to rectangular coordinates. Alright, so let's start with number 6. They give us a radius of -2, and all that tells us is we're going to start on the left side. So the radius is 2, but we're going to start over here. Okay, and the direction we're going is positive 90 degrees. So positive direction is counterclockwise. So we're going to go start at -2 and we're going to go 90 degrees right here. So my coordinate is right there. So the XY coordinate is 0, -2. Okay. Now let's do number 7. So they give you a radius of +3. So we'll start on the right side. 1, 2, 3. And we're going in the positive direction. 7 pi over 4. So 7 pi over 4, we go in the positive direction. It's going to be right in the middle here. Alright. Okay. So what is going to be the XY coordinate? Well, on the unit circle where the radius is 1, what is the coordinate right here? The coordinate is positive √2 over 2, negative √2 over 2. Since my radius is 3, we're going to multiply these coordinates by 3. And so my answer on this question is going to be 3 √2 over 2, negative 3 √2 over 2. Okay, if you look at number 8, I changed that radian to a negative. I also did the same thing on 9 and 10. I just realized I did not put any negative radian values on your study guide, so let's look at a few negative radian examples. And they give us a radius of -5 on number 8. So we'll start on the left side on the x-axis. And if it's a negative radian or a degree, then we have to go in the clockwise direction. So we're starting at -5 and we're going clockwise in my pen going in that direction right there. We just got to figure out how far we need to go. And so what we're going to do is convert 4.55 to degrees to figure out how far we need to go. So 4.55 times 180 over 3.14. Alright, so let's do that. 4.55 times 180 divided by 3.14. So that gives me 260.8 degrees. Alright, so that's how far I need to go. So if we go this way, that's 90 degrees, 180. Well, here's going to be 270, so I'm going to be about 10 degrees short of that, or 9.2 degrees short of that. So like right there. Alright, so let's make our right triangle. Okay, so if we can figure out the x and the y, then we'll have our answer. Alright, so what we need to do is figure out this degree, and we'll use this 260.8 and we'll subtract 180 degrees to figure out theta. Okay, so 260.8 minus 180. That gives me 80.8 degrees. So I'll draw this out to the side so you can see it a little better. It's 80.8 degrees. And our radius is 5. So now we can use SOHCAHTOA to figure out our opposite and our adjacent sides, our x and our y, and that'll be our answer. And remember, your coordinate is in the fourth quadrant. So in the first quadrant, it's positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative. Our answer is going to be in the plus minus quadrant. Okay. So to figure out y, we're going to do sine. So let's do sine of 80.8 degrees equals y over 5. So 5 times sine 80.8 is going to equal y. We're just cross multiplying here. And then remember, y is going to be negative. So I'll do 5 times sine 80.8. So I'm going to get 4.9. So that's y is negative 4.9. That's the y part of my coordinate. The x part, I'm going to use cosine. So cosine 80.8 equals x over 5. So 5 times cosine 80.8 is going to be my x part of my coordinate. 5 times cosine 80.8. I get 0.79, or we can just say 0.8. So x equals 0.8. So my coordinate on number 8 is 0.8 comma negative 4.9. All right, now let's look at number 9. Number 9 gives us the radius is 8. So that just tells us we're going to start on the right side. And we're going in the negative direction, so the clockwise direction. And we're going to go negative 6.02. Well, I know what quadrant this is going to be in. If you go halfway around the circle in the negative direction, that's negative pi, or 3.14, negative 3.14. And so if we went all the way around, we'd be at negative 6.28. So I'm going to be a little short of that. Okay. So we make our right triangle. Our radius is 8. If we figure out what our x is and our y is, we know our answer is going to be a positive, positive. Okay, so now we need to figure out what theta is. And so we can change our radian to a degree. We can do 6.02 times 180 over 3.14. Or you could do, that's going to tell you how far around it is, or you could do 6.28 minus 6.02, and that's 0.26. That'll give you the exact answer. Let's do that. So 0.26 times 180 divided by 3.14. So my degree is 14.9 degrees. Theta equals 14.9 degrees. All right, so let's figure out the opposite side, or the y. And so what we can do is sine sine 14.9 degrees equals y over 8. So 8 times sine 14.9 will give you your y value. And you'll use cosine to find x. Cosine 14.9 equals x over 8. So 8 times cosine 14.9 will be your x value. All right, so let's figure this out. So let's do our x. 8 times cosine 14.9 is 7.7. So 7.7. And our y will be 8 times sine 14.9. You get 2.05 or 2.1. So there's my coordinate. All right, the last one, number 10. Radius of -4. We're going in the negative direction. And they give us radian in terms of pi, -11/12 pi. Well, that is almost 1 pi. It's 1/12 short of a full pi, which is half of a sixth of pi. 1/6 pi is 30 degrees, and half of that's 15. So if you didn't know that, you can convert -11 pi over 12 times 180 over pi. Cancel the pi's. And that will give you -11 times 180 divided by 12, -165 degrees. So 15 degrees short of a full pi. Okay. So here's 180 degrees, so I know that this is 15 is my theta in here. Can't see it. 15. Alright, so we gotta find x and y, and my radius is 4. So to find, and this is first quadrant, so positive, positive. Sine theta, or sine 15, would give me my y. Sine 15 equals y over 4. So 4 times sine 15 will be the y part of my coordinate. Cosine will give me the x part. 4 times cosine 15 equals x. Okay, so in the calculator, let's figure that out. 4 times cosine 15 gives me 3.86, so 3.9 is my x, and 4 times sine 15 is 1.03, so we'll just say 1, or 1.0.